Call this meeting to order. The clerk shall record the start time as 6:59 p.m. For all those in attendance, whether in person or online, this meeting is being recorded. Number 2 on the agenda. Moving to the item 2, attendance. Let the record show that all members of council are present and in person. Let the record further show that the clerk and the assistant clerk are also present and in person. There are no presenters in attendance as no presentations have been scheduled. Item number 3. Moving to the agenda, item 3, approval of the agenda for this special meeting. A copy of the agenda was provided to council before the meeting. Does any member seek to add an item to the agenda? Okay, on. So with no request to amend, motion 061026.01 has been prepared by the clerk as follows. Be it resolved that the Council of Five Rivers approves the agenda submitted by the clerk for its special meeting of council on Wednesday, June 10th, 2026. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Move it.
Moved by Councilor Robertson. Is there a member second motion?
I'll second it.
Second by Councilor Hickey. Is there any discussion on the motion? With no further discussion, council shall now vote on the motion. All those in favor, please raise your hand and say aye. All those opposed say nay. Let the record show that the motion has been passed. Votes 7 in favor and 0 opposed. At this point, number 4 on the agenda is disclosures of conflict of interest. Moving to the agenda of item 4, does any member of council wish to declare a conflict of interest with any item on the agenda for this meeting? Okay. Okay, let the record show that no councillor has declared a conflict of interest relating to any matter on the agenda. Item number 5. Moving to agenda item 5A. The clerk has prepared the minutes for the special meeting of council as held on Thursday, May 7th, 2026. Does any member seek to amend the minutes as prepared? With no request to amend, motion 061026.02 has been prepared by the clerk as follows. Be it resolved that the Council of Five Rivers approves the minutes as submitted by the clerk for its special meeting of council on Thursday, May 7th, 2026. Is there a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
Move it.
Councilor Robertson moves to. Is there a member second? Councilor Shortall? You? Is there any discussion on this motion? No further discussion on the item. Council shall now vote on the motion. All those in favor, please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Let the record show that the motion is passed with 7 in favor. Item number 6, business arising from prior meetings. Moving to agenda item 6, council will note that there are no business items arising from a prior meeting. Item 7A, new business. Moving to the agenda item 7, new business, and sub-item 7A in particular. This first item of business is a nomination of deputy mayor. The role and responsibility of deputy mayor is highlighted in the agenda and described in further detail in the council handbook provided to the council. Responsibilities and so on. Before we begin, I've been putting a lot of thought in this over the last several weeks, and again, this is not in any way to lead anyone to think my way. I just wanted to give you an idea of what my thoughts were on this. I feel that with 2 females out of 7 people on this council, that it would probably be a good thing to have some female representation. I also feel that, we need to have someone that represents the whole of Five Rivers. And I have someone in mind. And I also looked at another item where I know in some councils, the second highest number of votes, or the highest number of votes was automatically given the deputy mayor responsibilities. So for me, and then again, this is just my opinion, you are open to do what you choose to do. I would take into consideration April Warman if she would be so inclined to run for that position. And now from the floor for any other nominations for deputy mayor. Who would answer the first call for nomination? April. The record show that Councillor April Warman has been nominated. April, you've accepted?
I have.
Correct. Who would answer for the second call of nomination? Are there any further nominations? Seeing no further nominations, I declare the nominations closed. Only one member nominated. Motion 061026.03 has been prepared by the clerk and reads as follows. Be it resolved that the Council of Five Rivers elects Council Member April Warman to become the Deputy Mayor of Five Rivers for the term of 1 year, effective immediately. Is there a motion to approve this nomination?
No.
Approved by Councillor Robertson. Is there a second to the motion? Councillor Hickey. Now proceed to a vote. All those in favor, please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Let the record show that the motion has been passed. Votes 7 in favor, 0 opposed. 7B, new business signing authorities. Moving to the agenda item 7B, appointment of signing authorities. Under the Local Governance Act, municipalities must designate officials to serve as signing authorities for agreements, contracts, instruments, and other documents, as well as checks and payment of authorizations. With the election of Deputy Mayor Warman, Council is now ready to formally designate its signing authorities. Motion 061026.04 has been prepared by the clerk. It is intentionally detailed to clearly indicate the role and responsibilities of the signing officers as prescribed under the applicable provincial and municipal laws. It reads as follows. Whereas no agreement, contract, instrument, or other document to which a local government is a party has any force or effect unless signed by the mayor and the clerk as per section 4 of the Local Governance Act. And whereas a bylaw shall be signed by the clerk and the mayor to be effective as per section 15 of the Local Governance Act. And whereas the mayor or any other person that the council appoints shall jointly with the treasurer sign all checks and payment authorizations issued by Five Rivers as per section 77 of the Local Governance Act. And whereas the mayor and the clerk shall sign all agreements, contracts, instruments, and other documents to which Five Rivers is a party as per section 6.1 Five Rivers Bylaw A.01.03, respecting the proceedings of council. And whereas the mayor and the treasurer are authorized to approve and sign off on expenses and expenditures for Five Rivers as per section 3.8 of policy P.02.02, procurement. And whereas the mayor shall approve all payments by electric fund transfer EFT as per section 6.7 of the policy P.02.02. And whereas the absence of the mayor, inability of the mayor to act, or if the office of the mayor is vacant, the deputy mayor shall act in the place of the mayor as per section 6.2 of bylaw A.01.03. And Whereas the assistant clerk, in the absence or disability of the clerk, or when there is no clerk, shall possess all the powers and duties of the clerk as per section 6.6 of bylaw A.01.03. And whereas the treasurer is unable to sign off on an expense or expenditure, the assistant treasurer, excuse me, with the treasurer's express permission, may do so as per section 3.8 of policy P.02.02. Be it resolved that the Council of Five Rivers appoints the following individuals as signing officers for Five Rivers effective immediately. Kevin Scully, Mayor of Five Rivers. April Warman, April. Deputy Mayor of Five Rivers, Rob Weber. Clerk and Treasurer of Five Rivers, Natalie Elward, Assistant Treasurer of Five Rivers, and Tiffany Kale, Assistant Clerk of Five Rivers. Be it further resolved that all appointments of signing authorities for Five Rivers made in prior meetings of council are hereby rescinded. Can we have this move? A motion to move
I'll move it.
by Councilor Robertson. Anyone to second the motion? Councilor Shortall. All those in favor, please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, raise your hand and say nay. Let the record show that the motion is passed, with a vote of 7 in favor and 0 opposed. And number 8 on the agenda, with the completion of new business, council will now move into a closed meeting. Motion 061026.05 reads as follows. Be it resolved that council exits its open meeting to enter a closed meeting. Is a member prepared to move this motion? Councilor Shortall. Is there a member prepared to second the motion? Councilor Crosby. All those in favor, please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion 061026.06 reads as follows. Sorry, I jumped ahead. All,
So now we just stop the recording.
okay,
Motion is carried.
motion is carried. Motion is carried.
Stop.